Welcome to Let's Cook Together today. We are making a coconut loaf cake, one of my favourite recipes. I just get so excited about this one. So we've got some very straightforward ingredients for you here today. We have got some flour, coconut, milk, butter, demerara sugar and 2 eggs. So first things first, we preheat the oven to 160 degrees fan oven, 180 if it's not a fan oven. So what we're doing is we're getting our flour, we're getting our butter, and we're going to rub it in together. This recipe calls for a little pinch of salt in it as well. So I'll show you actually what a pinch of salt is, because I think some people get a little bit confused. It is literally a little titchy pinch. Now, the reason why we add salt to baking is because it enhances the flavour. We're going to rub in our butter. Just need a knife. Now, I'll show you with other recipes that when you're doing rubbing in with butter, it's easier to start off with the pieces in really small pieces. So it's worth just taking the time with a knife to cut up the butter in the flour. Right, so I've chopped my butter up and I've mixed it in with the flour. Time to get your hands in. Now, remember, when you're rubbing things in, you're using your fingertips, not this part, because it'll melt it and it'll just get gooey and horrible. And this will give the consistency of the cake. It'll be crumbly. And because you've got the coconut in it, you want a crumbly texture. Now, can you see how that's rubbed in? And again, we want it like breadcrumbs, almost like crumble mix. There we go. You see, that didn't take long. So we're going to be adding in our sugar. Again, give it a stir, make sure there's no lumps in. If there is any lumps, just break them up with the back of the spoon. It's not a problem. Then we're going to be adding in our coconut. And again, what we're doing is we're adding our dry ingredients together because it's easier for it to stir through. And then once that's thoroughly combined, then we're going to add in our wet ingredients. Now, it's worth taking the time to make sure that everything's mixed in. And look, because we're using a see-through bowl, we can double check that. Now, when you're adding your liquid ingredients in, because if I just dumped the egg in there, I'd have to mix it a lot to make sure that all the egg was broken up. So I'm just going to put my egg into my milk because it's actually easier to stir in the pot and then add it to that. So if you can see. Right, that's all mixed in now. So we're going to put it in. Again, we're making a well in the middle and pouring that in. Making sure we get all of it and giving it a good stir. So what I'm going to do is I've cut this just so that it fits in that bit like that. Can you see? And the idea is the cake mix is just going to go on, it's going to cook. And when it's cooked, we just lift it out. It's not messy, it's no fuss. Again, you're spreading. Ooh, see? Spreading it evenly. So what I'm going to do is just spread this down so it's even, and then we're going to get it in the oven. So it's been about half an hour. We're going to sprinkle this coconut on the top of our cake. Now, the reason why I'm doing it down here is because I want to get it back in the oven as quickly as possible. I don't want lots of heat to escape, and I don't want to knock it. So pull it forward. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. It's looking really good, actually. Ooh. that's probably enough now. Pop it back in, close the door and get it cooking again. And that'll probably come out. I'll check that again in about 10-15 minutes because it's looking quite good already. So our cake is ready to take out the oven. Let's see how it's done. So we've checked our cake, it's cooked. If you want to know how to check your cake, you just stick your knife in and just make sure that the knife comes out clean. Now again on this one, we've let it cool slightly in the tin, just so that we don't burn ourselves. And it's going to come out. And do you remember me telling you about the paper? That's why we did it like that. And that'll be good and easy to clear up. So we'll let this cool before we slice it, and then we'll get back to you. Okay, it's cooled down, and we're going to slice it and see how it looks on the inside. Again, I'm using a serrated knife to cut this. Oh, it's crumbly, which is oh, look, that's exactly what we were hoping for. A nice crumbly cake. There you go. And that is our coconut cake.